Are live? All righty. Hello, everybody. This is Indigo Dragonfly coming to you from the great, lovely white winter wonderland that is northeastern Ontario. And what we're going to do for you today is we're going to show you some of the stuff that we got. So we're going to do a little bit of dyeing demonstrations. And Kim and I, wave hello, Kim. There we go. Hand. We'll be switching back and forth as the day goes on, just to give you a little bit of variety. And
Oops,
what to look at.
coffee.
Coffee.
There we go.
Yes, so coffee, because I know it's still before noon where you out the West Coast, but it's basically high tea here right now, so it's time to have a beverage. So let's do a quick 360 of the studio. So I'm going to walk around. This is the fun part of where we have of our stuff hiding.
So this is our little shop area against the wall. So if you come to visit us here, these shelves are usually stocked with all kinds of wonderful things. And then over here, we have yarn that we're going to talk about later.
Later, yeah.
Yep, these are very, very new, barely even dry colorways that we're going to talk about. And
but the speech will be anything but dry. So.
If you say so.
Well, we'll do our best.
All right.
Yeah. So this is where everything kind of sits after it's ready to roll. We are just starting to get our production ready for Knit City Toronto, which is the end of March. And I don't know our booth number, but we'll be there. So, and you will see Kim there, bits and pieces as the weekend goes on, because where are you going to be when it starts?
I am going to be on a river cruise in Portugal doing a knitting trip. And I arrive on setup day, just in time for the booth to be set up without me. Isn't that convenient?
Well, actually, you're showing up the day before or the day after setup.
The setup's on Thursday? Then I really have planned that very, very well.
You get to show up for the last 2 hours of the exclusive VIP Friday night opening.
Yeah, I'm going to be in bed.
Yeah,
I hate to break this to you.
Or you'll be in bed.
I'm going from the airport to sleep.
Anyways, somebody has to teach in Portugal, so it's a tough, sacrifice. But
do you want to teach in Portugal?
I don't have anything to teach in Portugal.
It's not too late.
I'm not.
Surely you can teach sweater fit.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Or sweater math. I'm teaching sweater math.
Math is hard.
Yeah. Well. So I will be going to Portugal then. Yes, okay, okay.
Now that we've gibbered a little bit, let's talk about some of our yarns if you're not familiar with them. So we're going to wander over here.
Or are we going to go straight to the good stuff?
We're going to go straight to the new stuff. So these are two brand new bases that we just brought in a couple of weeks ago. And this one here is kind of really neat. It's called Magpie Sock. It's an 80-20 merino nylon. And the black barber pole striping that you see through it is naturally dyed already. So that when you knit this up, you get a rather interesting modeling effect.
Have you knit it up yet, Ron?
I have not knit it up yet.
Why haven't you knitted it up yet, Ron?
Because I've been at patterns that are on the website that are as reference points for people.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So
we've got some really lovely colors here.
We lost your video.
Yeah, we lost your video.
Oh.
Okay.
You're back.
Okay. There we go.
So one thing that you need to know about us is our rural internet just blows.
So you may lose us from time to time, but we always come back. This one's kind of cool. This gray and pink and yellow. or green.
My pretty floral bonnet, I will end you.
Yes, that one.
Yes. So as we're scrolling through these, and if
Oh,
you
this
see
one's
anything
nice
that's
too.
any interest to you, just email us later and just tell us, hey, we want to see something that was like at the 4:13 minute mark, and we'll take.
Or are these going to go up on the website?
Well, they're already on the website,
Or we could just send people to the website.
or we could send people.
So you could just go to indigodragonfly.ca and in this case, look for magpie sock. There we go, magpie sock. And all these colors in this bottom row that I just showed you are all up online right now. Spot on, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And what's this one here?
This one is also our second new one. This is nibble sock. And I want to say that we called it this because of these nice little nibbles of color that are built into it through these little Donegal naps. But the reality is nibbles is a reference to a very small plush alligator that was one of our dog's first toys.
We should have brought him over.
Right?
He should have his little picture on the labels.
He's very cute. We called him Nibbles because he has no teeth. And also it would take forever for him to nibble through you, which would probably take about 3,000 years. But still, Kim's coming up with a picture of something.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Just go ahead with that. Someone has told me the website is down and I'm checking on it.
Okay.
Because that would not be a good thing to have happen to me.
Okay. So once again, yes, this one it's an 80% superwash merino, 85%, 15% of the little Donegal flex.
And what are Donegal flex, Ron?
Donegal flex. We looked it up for the manufacturer, and they're supposedly a kind of an Irish wool type fiber, but the reality is we were looking at them and they seem to be of a non-wool type material.
Well, that makes sense because they don't dye when we dye the
Yeah.
yarn.
Oh, it's already pre-dyed, these little colors. So it actually looks like it's a nylon product or a polyanimate.
It would have to be. It would have to be. Otherwise, it would take on the color as we go. Okay, there we go. This red one's kind of cool. But I also like this cloudy, kind of fading in and out of blue. It looks like a cloudy sky with rainbow sprinkles. So what else do you want to show them today?
Our third newish one is something called Good Trouble. Now, we brought this out about a year ago, and we brought it in as kind of an experiment, and people seem to really like it. Now, it's an 80/20 merino nylon, but it's E-Tex certified organic milled wool. So that is, it's a process where they superwash it, but they don't use the usual chemicals and such. So
they use a more biologically friendly process, which of course they won't tell us all about because
privacy.
Because proprietary information is the way the mill puts us for us.
Yeah.
But we've got, is this the only cube with that, or is this that as well?
This cube.
Okay.
And also the stuff that's in the light box. It's just not tagged.
Okay.
Right.
So
this is
if you put the light on in the light box, then I'll come over there. There we go.
And this is one of the bases that we'll have at Knit City, Toronto. We're just in the process of building up some more stock of it. And
I love the moody colors.
They are on the website as well. The purple and the green are a couple of high fidelity colors for us. Short form tape special and fuzzy mossy. The red is the Firefly Anara color. And the brown is Pinocchio, the dumpling who would be a boy.
Pinocchio, the dumpling who would be a boy.
Yes. Sorry,
You're so-
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio. That makes more sense. Okay. Pinocchio. And then we have some of our usual bases as well. So we have, what's that? We have Caribou Bob, which is actually one of my favorite yarns because it wears like iron. It's but it drapes like it's got silk and cashmere in it, even though it doesn't. And it takes color like a dream. So we have that in a lot of different colors. Some variegated, some not. I don't know what you're doing, Ron, so I'm just ignoring you.
Okay.
As usual, you know.
These 5 are Rouse Sport.
And then we have ROUS Sport or Rouse Sport, which is our sport weight superwash merino. And it's my favorite sweater yarn at the moment because it's also quite durable, but also soft and drapey and feels like it's got something else in it other than merino, but it doesn't. And I like making sweaters out of it because I really like fingering weight sweaters, but I don't like how long they take to knit. And so this is a nice middle ground between DK and fingering weight.
Yeah, because they're what, 330?
328
Yeah.
yards per skein. Yeah.
Okay.
And what's that?
Next one is DK Matter.
Like dark matter, but DK instead of actual.
Or it could be Duck Matter.
I don't think so. But nice try.
Anyways, it's 280 yards per skein. It's another 100% superwash. Takes color great, and it's also a Canadian yarn. So
That's true. It is.
if that
So that's one that comes from one of our Canadian suppliers. Good Trouble. So this one over here also comes from a Canadian supplier. The rest come from a supplier in the UK.
and if you go on our website and you see some of the bases called Murgoat, those are Canadian as well.
But we don't have any of those in stock, right?
There's,
You know.
yeah, there might be the odd skein here and
Yeah.
there, but that's about that.
But today we're talking about what's here.
That's here. Yep.
Yep. All right. What do you want to do next?
Want to dye some yarn?
Sure.
Okay, let's walk out.
Let's go dye some yarn. So our studio is in a house. When we moved to this area and we moved to the house we're living in now, we thought about building a studio on our property because we have quite a bit of property where our house is next door. But in the process of doing that, maybe I'll flip this around. In the process of doing that, no, that's not going to flip. There we go. In the process of doing that, we found out that it's very difficult to get building permits where we are. And in the meantime, our neighbors put their house up for sale. And the idea of having a studio that would be ready to move into as soon as the sale went through was really, really tempting. So we bought our neighbor's house. And now this is our studio. So our dye kitchen is the actual kitchen. The living room, dining room area is our shop and where our offices are. And then we use the whole upstairs and downstairs as storage for undyed yarns and other supplies. So Ron, what are you going to dye today?
We're going to do our first 3 that we looked at.
Okay.
We're going to do the Magpie, the Nibbles, and the Good Trouble.
So those are the bases that you're dyeing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So these just examples of the colors that we're doing, or that we have done.
Okay. And are you doing these colors or are you doing something
we'll do
else?
something completely different.
Okay.
And
Well,
so,
that's cool, actually.
and so in this pot, these are the undone ones.
Yeah.
That's what they look like without any flavoring.
So before we dye them, this is what the colors look like, or the yarns look like. So the magpie sock has this black and white striping. Good Trouble is just this creamy color, natural color of the wool. And Nibble sock has, you can see all the little nibbles of color, as we're calling them, throughout it. And so Ron's going to dye those. Are you dyeing one big pot or three small pots?
I'm doing two small pots and one large pot.
Okay.
Now, do we have the capability of receiving messages?
We do.
Because I thought
So people could play along if they want to.
so
Okay.
what I want for this color, which is the magpie sock,
Yes.
is suggestions of three colors.
Okay. What are three of your favorite colors, everybody out there listening today? Do you want to give
Turquoise.
turquoise? We like turquoise. We're shocked.
Mm.
We know nobody that likes turquoise.
Purple.
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 What kind of purple?
We have a request for Thomas Crown Affair.
Aztec gold.
Say what kind of
Aztec
purple?
Gold.
Aztec gold.
Like grape jelly purple.
Grape jelly purple. Turquoise and Aztec gold.
Aztec gold. So I'm gonna have to make something like that.
I think you can do that though.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mix two colors.
Okay.
Also red.
No, we're doing three colors.
Oh, sorry, red.
So red can be for the next one.
Okay.
How's that? You didn't think we were done with you, did you? Well, what are you using?
Some brown and some mustard.
Oh, good idea. Okay. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. So Ron is mixing up what he is interpreting as Aztec gold. So he's doing a little mad scientist thing here in one of the measuring cups. Mixing a few different colors together. Now, are we gonna do the sync check?
Check.
So this is what we do when we want to get a sense of, I think there could be a little more yellow. Yeah. Yellow or orange, something bright. So this is what we do when we want to get a sense of what the color is actually going to look like on the yarn. It's an imperfect system, but our brains have learned to translate what we see in the sink with what we're going to see on the yarn.
And then
Ooh, yeah, that'll do it. Okay. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Yeah, because that's brightened it up a little bit. Excellent. Okay. So we have Aztec gold, grape jelly purple.
the same purple that is in that.
So this is the same purple that is here.
Nice.
So it's kind of electric grape jelly.
Nice.
I think we'll have
But I'm good
accidentally
with that.
made the Mardi Gras flag as long as everybody's okay with that. I love it. Cool.
And,
Well, we're about to find out.
All right.
and the funny thing about that is the company that makes the dye insists that it's a purple blue.
Yeah. It's not, but that's okay.
Gonna make some lines here.
So we dye lots of different ways in this studio. And we have 3 dyers in the studio, and we all dye yarn slightly differently from each other. So it's really, really interesting to see what comes out of our hands collectively. So these are our 3 colors.
And sometimes the most fun thing about this is the colors that appear between the two
Yes,
when you squish them together.
that's kind of my favorite, is because you never quite know exactly how colors are going to interact with each other. You start to get a sense of it, but we always get surprised. Are you going to mush those together a little bit more? So maybe have the gold overlap a little bit more. All right, we're just gonna see how that goes. Like
That. So there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're seeing how the colors overlap a little bit. Now, what are you doing?
I'm going to flip it.
All right. And floop.
So we can do the exact same thing on the other side. We could also be extremely evil and just leave it like that. Which
Don't leave it like that.
would give it a really interesting effect.
Which would give it lots of white, which nobody likes. Okay, maybe I don't like it. So let's get right in there. Whee!
I'm just going to squish it in.
There you go.
Now, one thing that I did with this yarn before I started was I took most of the water out of it.
And why did you do that?
I did that so that when you pour the dye onto the yarn, it stays pretty much where you put the dye.
So it gives you more control over where the color sits, right? And so sometimes we dye that way. Sometimes we dye so that all the colors mix together and start to run into each other, which is also really fun and interesting. There's just so many different ways to dye. There are as many ways to dye as there are indie dyers in the world, and there are a lot of us.
And even sometimes when you're doing something and you've done it 100 times, you still get a different result. And it can be up to so many variables, from how much you move the yarn around to how much water is in it to what kind of dye that you use.
Mm.
For instance, this purple dye, it tends to separate a little bit. So when we dyed that skein over there, we were getting a lot of light pink.
And we're also seeing the dye start to separate a little bit. We call that breaking, when the dye colors, the individual colors that make up the single dye color, start to break apart from each other a little bit. Sometimes it's fun to take advantage of those differences and let them play out the way that they naturally want to go.
So now that I've dyed this, I think I want to do a full pot just to the purple. So that's what that
Okay.
is. So that's what that looks like right now.
All right, so Ron's going to put this on the stove and we're going to cook it and add some fixative. And there we go. Ron, why did you pick blue, purple, gold as the order, and why not blue, gold, purple, or something else?
It's personal preference. I tend to put the lighter colors, or a light color, at the ends as opposed to in the middle, because there's less chance of it getting absorbed by the other colors.
So what do you mean by absorbed by the other colors?
If you stick the yellow in the middle,
Yes.
and then you do the 2 dark colors on the outside, you squish them together, you run the risk of the yellow disappearing or getting.
So this gives the yellow more of a chance, or the Aztec gold more of a chance to show up.
To want to actually survive is the pot. But that's just personal preference.
Yeah, it could have gone any way. We could have done it gold, blue, purple. We could have done it blue, gold, purple. Often when I'm thinking about dyeing in this way, I will think about how the colors are going to interact with each other. And so I probably would have done the same thing that Ron did, because I really like what happens when golds and yellows and purple mix. It creates really interesting colors in that space in between. And I definitely like how blue and purples mix together. So I probably would have done the same thing. But sometimes it's just the containers were sitting in that order on the counter, and that's enough to determine what I'm going to do next. And what are you doing there? What did you just do?
I just dumped the Aztec gold into our Crown Royal.
And what's Crown Royal?
It's you have minimum 21 years of age to use it to dye. It's just basically the dregs. And they build up over a while, and it started. This particular container started as a leftover container from our Honest Dye King, and we slowly use it every now and then because it is a nice color on its own right now.
But then every new color that we add to it changes the color again. So it's really a way to make sure that we're using every single drop of dye in the studio, and we are not wasting any of it. So Crown Royal is just all the little bits and pieces left over of the dye liquid. Rather than dumping it, we reuse it.
Yeah. And if you're familiar with the Crown Royal whiskey, it is basically dregs. So
there we go. So our next request was for red.
Red. Okay.
So what kind of red are we going to do that's more interesting than just pouring red dye?
We can do red on top of red. We can also think about color charts and what makes red, and nothing makes red.
Nothing makes red,
because
dude.
red's a primary color.
But we could do
3 stripes of red, 3 different reds.
We could do 3 different reds, or we could do
Purple.
A red and a purple, or we could do red, purple, and orange.
Yep.
Okay. How many votes for? So I'm going to give you 3 choices. Choice A, just red. So 3 different red dyes. Choice A, 3 different red dyes. Choice B, red and purple only. Choice C, red, purple, and orange in the same. So type your preference in the chat, and we will take a vote.
This, and if you've ever watched 8 out of 10 cats do countdown, this is the part where Jimmy Carr does something really stupid for 30 seconds.
So we have.
Wait a minute.
Wait. 2 for B. 2 for C. Red, purple, orange. I think A wins.
Okay.
3 different shades of red.
Okay.
So
we can do it as stripes, or we can do it as splotches.
Do it as splotches. Okay.
I'm sorry, I accidentally voted twice.
That's okay. Red still, or A still wins. Because that's what we've got here. Choice 3. A. Yeah. A wins. So we've got scarlet, and this is kind of an orangey red. No, second one is going to be an orangey red, and the third one is going to be kind of a deep.
Like a pour out.
Yeah, let's do that. So here are our 3 colors. That's color A. That's kind of our orangey red, just different enough to make it interesting. Okay. And then this really deep kind of brick red. So those are the 3 colors Ron's going to use.
Those look fun.
The one at the top is not going to be as light as it looks. It's going to be like a really deep, rich, orangey red color. What are you doing?
Hey, the big swatches.
Okay.
So this is another way that we dye yarns, and everybody does this one a little bit differently. We have a little cup here, a little spoon.
Yeah.
There you go. Achoo, Gesundheit. And this actually will probably work really well with this yarn because it's already got little splotches of color to start. Like that.
Are you going to completely cover it?
No.
No, so you're going to leave some white?
Yep.
Interesting. So it'll be like Canadian flag yarn.
And once we're done with it, if we don't like it, then we can over dye it.
Fair enough.
I'm going to get a fair amount of coverage.
So if we get in close there, you can see the 3 different colors in there.
But I can also squish it in my hand.
I think you should squish it in. Since the request was for red and not red and white. Also, the problem with just doing splotches of red on white yarn, a murder scene.
Ready?
Okay, so.
Oh, we've done that. We can still do a little bit more.
Yeah, because it's kind of a weak red there, and I think we want a good red. Did you fix the other one? Okay.
Now, there's a part of me that's tempted to do a few splotches of black.
Oh,
So that was a request for no.
Okay. Just a part of me. Okay, so we're going to stop there.
Okay.
And next thing-
And what is that?
This is their fixative.
What does the fixative do?
Theoretically keeps the dye where it's landed.
In general, we use a fixative is used to fix the dye to the fiber. So with wool, we use acid dyes, and what bonds the dye to the fiber is heat and some kind of acidic substance. We use citric acid. You can also use white vinegar. Both of those are what are known as weak acids. So they won't eat through you. They just change the pH of the water so that the dye bonds with the wool.
And if you're into natural dyeing, there's all kinds of natural mordants that you can find out there. One that we have in particular on our property that we could use is rhubarb.
But not the roots.
Not the roots, not the stems, but the leaves.
Yeah.
You can boil them down and they become one of the acids.
But when you boil rhubarb roots, it creates a gas that's toxic. So we don't do that.
Now we're going to push it down a little bit.
Yeah.
There's still a fair amount of light in there.
There is. I think
Yes.
it's your yarn. I'm not going to tell you how to dye it.
You have a suggestion, tell me.
I think that the color's not going to be rich enough. So it may be a case of having to over dye it with maybe a different red entirely.
do that.
When all else fails and you don't like what's happening in the pot, over dye it.
Red on it, put some purple on it, put some black.
Yeah. One more flip. You may want to unfold them too. Okay.
So is there anybody online that doesn't like to wear red?
No answers.
Okay. Well, sometimes red is one of those colors that sometimes scares people a little bit.
Eureka loves red, she says.
Some people think they can't wear it. Some people think it doesn't look great against their skin.
Well, it's because red is a very powerful color. And a lot of people are a little bit afraid of that, but then there's always a red that works for everybody's skin tone. Yeah. So I like reds that have lots of blue in them. I know other people who won't wear reds that have a lot of blue in them. They really need the reds to be more towards the orange side of the scale.
Yeah. Cool. So I think we're pretty much done here. We've got
That's
varying
pretty good.
strengths of red. When you go through it, you're going to find lighter areas.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
But that's what makes hand-dyed yarn beautiful.
for the most part, the coverage is there.
Beautiful. Take your hands away. So there we go.
And in real life right now, it looks a little darker than this. So.
Monica says red is her favorite unless she's landing on a new planet for reasons. Okay. So this one's going to go over to the stove next. And let's check in on our first one. We're going to see if it's ready. Okay. We're at 3:29, so about 20 minutes.
All right. So this one's working its way through.
So fill up the spoon with water. Let's see what it looks like. Spread up this, yeah. Yeah, so.
Blue's a little bit.
Okay, you're not letting me, thank you. So this is telling us there's still too much dye in the pot. We dye until the water runs clear, but it's pretty good. It's getting there. I'm gonna put a lid on it. While you get some, pour some fixative in the red. Turn it on, always a good choice. And what's next?
Next, we've got a pot of
Good trouble. Okay. Oh, look at you cleaning up after yourself. This is how we can tell it's not me dying in the studio, because there aren't 50 million open containers. Pardon? This is why Ron and I can't dye in the kitchen at the same time. All right. Big pot of good trouble. Are we leaving it full of water?
We are leaving it full of water.
Okay. Oh.
Semi-solid.
Okay. And do you have a color in mind, or are we just gonna?
No.
Oh, okay.
This,
Ron is taking no input for this one.
reason being is I need to buy some. So this is a new repeatable colorway that we have. It's called For Unassuming Continentally Knitted Ice. Spell it out You'll figure it out. So it is 2 colors.
Okay.
Here we go. So for this particular color, it's a semi-solid. So we're going to leave a fair amount of water in. And the reason we're going to do that is because we want the dye to go basically evenly everywhere else. It doesn't have to stay on one side.
Okay. So this is looks to be a bluish color. Okay. It looks to be a bluish color because I can't remember what color polite loner is.
It has royal and mustard in it.
Oh. Okay.
That's what we do is we get the pile out of the water.
You have to make the noises when you dye or the color doesn't turn out right. I usually go, what do you do? Do your finger thing because it's, there we go.
Dog paddling?
Yes. It's a very important dyeing technique, dog paddling, to help get the dye everywhere that we want it to be. So you said 2 colors. Okay, so you're not done yet.
I'm not done yet.
Okay. See the little splash? If it was me, the entire counter would be covered. I really get into my work. Okay, what's next? Sorry. Silver gray. That's that from the British dyes. So part of what we've done over the past year is we've moved all of our suppliers, as many as possible, out of the US into other places. So this is dye from a new company that we're trying.
For the most part, it's been playing quite nicely.
Yes. You do the whole thing. So water it down. Why do you water it down?
So when we mix dyes, we have a system that we call strengths. And so a standard strength is X number of grams per X milliliters of water.
Right.
This particular recipe asks for half strength of both colors.
Okay, so you already have the concentrated dye mixed up.
Yeah.
And so you're adding water to reduce the strength.
Yep.
By half.
Right.
So it's half dye, half water. Okay. Are you flipping? There it goes.
And the silver grade that's going on top, it's very subtle. So
We like that though.
yeah. So it's not something that you would immediately see making any difference in the pot. But when it's dyed, it's there. It's just not in your face right now.
When you dye more than one color on top of each other, think of dyes as like acting like stained glass or cellophane colors. When you layer 2 different colors of stained glass over each other, you get a different color entirely, but you also see bits of the color below on the surface and the glaze of the color on top. And that's an effect that we really love in hand-dyed yarn. And it's one of the things that helps our colorways really glow.
That's all there is to this one.
All right, well, that was
It's very simple.
simple. And so you put fixative in it, right? Okay.
And so for this one, we'll cook it for about 15 minutes or so, flip it over, and then another 15 and it's done.
All right. Okay.
And,
Okay.
and if this was like one of those cooking shows from the 1970s, we would have done that, and then we would have reached into the inside the stove, and there would have been a finished one right there.
Well, don't you have this colorway out?
I have this color right, not in that base,
But we can have a look at it later. So how's this? That's pretty good.
it's pretty good. So
Mhm.
I've dyed this purple before. It's still gonna have a little bit of residue left.
But how's the blue doing? Because that's the real.
Blue is almost done.
Okay. So
This one could actually be shut off now.
why don't you shut it off?
Let it sit for 5 minutes. And,
Sounds good. And we're gonna post these on social media. What are we gonna do so
uh,
that people can see the results?
what we'll do is we'll put them up on our website as products, and we will label them.
Fibre Love Affair 1, 2, and 3.
Fibre Love Affair 1 and 2.
Okay.
The third one, the blue pot that I did, that's actually a repeatable colorway,
Right.
and it's already up on the line.
Okay.
So
Do we want to go in the other room and have a look at that one?
we sure do.
Excellent. Okay. So we're going to follow Ron yet again. Do, do, do. All right.
How is he not covered?
What were you looking, what cupboard? Or are you talking about home?
So,
Is it down here?
no.
Well, if you don't know,
We have 2 in Rouse, but they just sold.
well, then maybe we don't have it. Ron didn't know I was going to ask this question. I didn't know it was going to be so hard. Okay. Is that it? No.
Close.
So we'll just show them.
So anyways, what
What is the name of the color?
called for unassuming continentally knitted ice.
Okay. For unassuming knitted?
Continentally knitted ice.
Continentally yeah, I can't type today. Continental knitted
Ice.
ice. Okay.
And so we don't actually have any on the shelf there, but it looks at, but it's going to be something like this.
Okay. Can you show it sideways so we can see the whole skein? Oh, or that. So kind of icy bluey
Yeah.
grays. Nice.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and if you feel like you need to knit the melt the ice hat, this will be it. Perfectly.
Except that that's red
It's red, but it's also
on purpose.
it's a perfectly subversive color too.
It is a perfectly subversive color, but probably anyway.
The world is your oyster.
There we go. So
So,
we have 10 more minutes, Ron.
Mhm.
What would you like to tell people about? What's coming up that they need to know about?
okay, well, first off, you've already heard that we're going to be at Knit City, Toronto,
Mhm.
in March, and you're going to be floating on a boat in Portugal.
Yes.
What's up after that? We've got probably
Are we doing a yarn club this year?
Ooh, we could do a yarn club. We just finished our last Smartass Knitters Club. Actually went out a couple weeks ago. So
We need to. So are we doing Smartass Knitters again this year?
I think we did discuss it, and I think we are.
Yes.
So
Yeah, Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We should be having signups for that coming up soon, right? So
Yes.
probably sometime in March.
Something else that there is sign-ups for right now for pre-order is there's a little book that's coming out.
Yes, there is. Would you like to tell them about the book?
Well, there's this person named Kim McBrien Evans who wrote this book on yes on sweater fit, and she might be able to tell you a little bit more about what's in it.
Well, thank you. But now I'm okay. So now we're doing this. So I wrote a book about sweater fit, and it's coming out in August, but it's up for pre-orders right now on our website and also all the usual places like Indigo in Canada, Amazon, of course, Barnes and Noble in the US, Waterstones in the UK. And if you like supporting indie bookstores, but your indie bookstore isn't doing pre-orders for it right now, you can buy it from bookshop.org in the US and the UK. And that will, when you pre-order from them, a portion of the sales goes to your local bookstore. So it's a really great place to support. And also, of course, local yarn stores. If you're in Canada, Julie Aslam will be supplying it to local yarn stores. So you can let your local yarn store know that that's coming up. As I said, it comes out in August. And it's all about sweater fit, how to take measurements, yarn and fabric for sweaters, schematics and how they work with sweaters. Your thumb is right over the camera.
There you go.
Now he decides to. And all the patterns in the book are made to measure any yarn, any gauge. And yes, ask your library to order it. We get royalties as authors when libraries buy our books and when people borrow them from the library. So there's lots of different ways to get the book. I don't know what else to say about it other than I just finished the last edit and it's gone to print, and we're just waiting for the day to come several months from now.
Yeah, but you will get an advance copy probably soon.
I don't think as soon as you think. Maybe
June?
3 or 4 months in advance.
Okay, that's not
Yeah.
bad. Okay.
But yeah, it's got to go to print first.
And do you have a knit along coming?
I do, and I didn't bring anything for it. But if you like knitting sweaters and you like sweaters that fit, I do a Not So Mysterious knit along every year. And this year, the sweater is going to be a raglan t-shirt. The classes for that are going to start sometime in April. And we'll be putting up orders for yarn for the kits for the sweater fairly soon. The name of my book is called The Knitter's Sweater Fitting Bible. The Knitter's Sweater Fitting Bible by Kim McBrien Evans. If you just search for my name, there's only 2 books that will come up, and one is about shawls. So the other one is the book that you're looking for. The shawl book is also really good. I wrote it with Kate Atherley several years ago, and I still use it almost at least once a week. I pull it off the shelf.
Okay.
Anything else?
Do you have any classes that are online?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Things are pretty, I have to set up some more online classes, so I don't have any set up at the moment.
Is there anything on demand that's on the website?
Yes, there are. If you like knitting sweaters and you want to know more about sweater construction and how to build sweaters for your body, I have 2 on-demand courses online. One is Draft Your Dream Yoke Sweater. The other is Draft Your Dream Raglan Sweaters. And so when you buy those now, You have immediate access to all the classes and all the class materials and worksheets. Do we ship to the US? We absolutely do ship to the US. Now, the Supreme Court overturned the tariffs yesterday. We still don't know what that's going to look like in terms of shipping to the US. We don't know when the stop to the tariffs is going to start or any of that. But we absolutely do ship to the US, and we do so the absolute least expensive way possible.
Yeah. When you go to checkout, if there's something that has any tariffs or duties, the website automatically calculates it.
Yes.
And most of our yarns up till this week have been at 10%. So it's not a huge amount, but you're also getting it back on the other side because of the dollar exchange. So
that's right. So even with a lot of American customers get really scared when they see the tariff amount. And what we need you to understand is that's not money coming to us. That's money going to the US government. So if you're upset about it, please speak to your representatives, but hopefully the overturning of the tariffs will go into effect fairly quickly. Katie's asking which yarns are spun in Canada.
that would be our mergoats.
Yeah.
This
so
would be
Good Trouble.
Good Trouble, DK Matter.
So Good Trouble, which is a sock yarn. DK Matter, which is a DK weight superwash merino. And then we have a whole bunch of, we do a merino cashmere nylon in several different weights. We don't have stock in those at the moment. That's something that we have to get more stock in for. What else? What's this? Oh, and we have a whole bunch of linen silks as well. So this is linen silk light, which is a sock weight. We have a lace weight. We have more of a sport weight.
And a worsted weight.
I'm sorry, Diana. I don't. So what we're hearing about tariffs and what's actually going to happen is very unclear at the moment. So we always give the information that we feel confident in. We don't know what that's going to be like. We will ship to the US. We just need you to understand that if tariffs are being charged, it's not something that we have control over. Some dyers are starting to build those tariffs into their pricing for US customers. We believe in transparency. We believe that you should know how much of that money is coming to us, how much of that money is going to the US government, and so on.
Yeah, because the way it works is you get billed.
So US, Canada, Mexico yarns that are spun in those three countries should be still tariff-free. But the reality of that is the actual legislation from last year, and now we're getting away from the fun part, I'm sorry, says that if the yarn is sent by post, so Canada Post to USPS, which is the cheapest way for us to ship to you, the tariffs are still in effect, even if the yarn is spun here. It's only if we ship by courier. And when we ship by courier, we can't guarantee that the courier is going to honor the Canada, US, Mexico trade agreement. And we can't guarantee that tariffs won't be charged anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a very confusing situation. We've been dealing with it for a year. It's frustrating. We love our US customers. We've lost so many of them in the past year. That's one of the reasons why I think Eureka has set up this event, is to help give us an audience all over the world. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Can I show you So, Diana, so what I'm saying is that we just can't guarantee. We do our best. We will ship whichever way you would like us to ship. But in the end, what we try to do is the cheapest possible way to get the yarn to you. That's our objective. So, Frog the Patriarchy and Sport or Decay. That's it.
No.
That's
Yes.
it.
Oh, it's
So this is in sock weight, but this gives you a sense of what it looks like. Is this on
it's
Sport?
very close, but I don't think it is.
And this is
Oh,
sport
it
weight.
is.
It looks a little lighter on camera than I'm seeing, so that's the colorway in sock and sport weight. We don't have it in DK weight. And now we are overtime. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sorry the conversation got into tariffs, which is not the funniest part of the conversation. Just know that we are doing our best. And our objective is to get you yarn as inexpensively as possible. And so thanks for joining us today. And as we said before, Ron will be posting the yarns he dyed on our website later today.
Later today.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon. And thank you, Eureka, for hosting this event with us.